From the glowing screens in your pocket to the advanced AI powering global networks, nearly every facet of modern life relies on a single, unseen nexus, the advanced semiconductor. And at the epicenter of this indispensable technology lies a small island nation, Taiwan. Industry analysts frequently refer to Taiwan as the Silicon Shield, a concept suggesting its indispensable role in global microchip production deters potential aggression. Our investigation begins deep within the neon-lit cleanrooms, where the future is forged on silicon wafers, showcasing a technological supremacy that few outside the industry truly grasp. This intricate dependency creates a geopolitical dynamic unlike any other. At the heart of Taiwan's dominance stands Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC. According to industry reports, TSMC holds an astounding lead in the production of the world's most advanced semiconductors. Their fabrication plants, known as fabs, are engineering marvels, costing tens of billions of dollars to construct and operate. This capital-intensive barrier to entry, coupled with decades of accumulated expertise, makes replicating TSMC's capabilities an almost insurmountable challenge for competitors, even for nations with immense resources. The company's technology is not merely cutting-edge, it is foundational. The true measure of TSMC's power lies in its monopoly on advanced node technology. For instance, data from Gartner indicates that TSMC produces over 90% of the world's most advanced chips, those measuring 7 nanometers and below. These tiny, powerful components are indispensable for everything from the latest smartphones and high-performance computing to advanced AI systems and critical military applications. No other company, globally, can match this volume or precision at such scale. This concentration creates a singular point of failure in the global tech supply chain, a fact that has not gone unnoticed by world powers. Building a state-of-the-art semiconductor fabrication plant is an astronomical undertaking. Estimates from the Semiconductor Industry Association, SIA, suggest that constructing a single leading-edge fab can cost upwards of $20 billion. This figure covers not just the physical infrastructure, but also the specialized equipment, like ASML's extreme ultraviolet, EUV, lithography machines, each costing hundreds of millions of dollars. These costs, combined with the years of R&D and expertise required, make it nearly impossible for new players to enter the advanced manufacturing space quickly, reinforcing Taiwan's entrenched position. The global semiconductor supply chain is an intricate web, yet Taiwan forms its critical core. According to a report by the Boston Consulting Group, Taiwan produces roughly 60% of the world's overall semiconductors and an even higher percentage of the most advanced chips. This means that every major tech company, Apple, Qualcomm, Nvidia, Intel, and countless others, depends heavily on Taiwanese fabs. Disruptions here would ripple through every sector, from automotive to defense, creating a cascade of failures. This extreme interdependence highlights why the world watches the Taiwan Strait with such intense scrutiny. The physical geography surrounding Taiwan amplifies its strategic importance. The Taiwan Strait, a narrow body of water separating the island from mainland China, is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Maritime data indicates that roughly half of the world's container ship traffic and a substantial portion of global trade passes through this strait annually. Any significant disruption or militarization of this waterway would not only halt the flow of crucial semiconductors but also choke global commerce, creating unprecedented economic turmoil. This makes the strait a geopolitical flashpoint, meticulously monitored by dark military radar control rooms. The economic consequences of a conflict in the Taiwan Strait would be catastrophic. A 2022 report by the Rhodium Group estimated that a sustained disruption to Taiwan's chip production could cost the global economy over $2.5 trillion annually. Other analyses, like one from Bloomberg Economics, project an even higher cost, potentially exceeding $4 trillion. These figures represent not just lost revenue but widespread factory shutdowns, job losses, and a dramatic acceleration of global inflation. The ripple effect would trigger a recession far more severe than any recent downturn, impacting nearly every nation simultaneously. Consider the specific industries that would be paralyzed. The automotive sector, still recovering from recent chip shortages, would face complete gridlock. Consumer electronics, from smartphones to laptops, would see production grind to a halt. Defense systems, reliant on advanced custom-made chips for guidance, communication, and intelligence, would be compromised. Even essential infrastructure, like data centers and energy grids, which increasingly depend on sophisticated microprocessors for control and optimization, would face severe operational challenges. The modern world, quite literally, would seize up as the nervous system of technology fails. For major powers, particularly the United States and China, Taiwan's semiconductor industry is a strategic imperative. For China, reunification with Taiwan is a long-standing political goal, but acquiring its chip industry is also an immense economic and technological prize. For the United States, maintaining Taiwan's autonomy and its chip supply chain is critical to its own economic stability and national security. The U.S. CHIPS Act, allocating over $52 billion in subsidies, aims to onshore more manufacturing, yet industry experts like those at the CSIS acknowledge that building a comparable ecosystem would take a decade or more, even with massive investment. The U.S. CHIPS Act represents a significant effort to de-risk the global supply chain, with incentives for companies like TSMC to build fabs on American soil. TSMC is indeed investing billions in new facilities in Arizona. However, industry veterans like Morris Chang, TSMC's founder, have publicly stated that even with U.S. subsidies, the cost of manufacturing in the U.S. is considerably higher, by as much as 50%, compared to Taiwan. Furthermore, replicating Taiwan's dense ecosystem of suppliers, skilled labor, and rapid innovation cycle is not a matter of simply building factories, it's a decades-long endeavor. The comparison reveals a stark challenge. Beyond capital, the human element is equally critical. Taiwan boasts a highly educated and specialized workforce, a dense network of engineers and technicians finely tuned to the demands of advanced semiconductor manufacturing. Relocating this talent, or cultivating an equivalent pool of expertise elsewhere, presents a massive challenge. Industry reports often highlight the brain-drainer dilemma. Even if new fabs are built abroad, attracting and retaining the necessary human capital remains a bottleneck. This human infrastructure is as vital as the machinery itself, creating a significant hurdle for diversification efforts. The escalating rhetoric surrounding Taiwan underscores the extreme geopolitical stakes. Senior officials from various nations, including the U.S., have openly warned of the devastating global economic consequences if China were to attempt to seize Taiwan. For instance, former U.S. Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers publicly stated that such an event would be cataclysmic for the global economy. These warnings are not mere political posturing, they reflect a deep understanding of the island's economic leverage. Military radar control rooms, operating in perpetual vigilance, are a stark reminder of the potential for miscalculation in this tense region. China has invested hundreds of billions of dollars into its domestic semiconductor industry, aiming for self-sufficiency. Companies like SMIC have made strides, but they still lag significantly behind TSMC, particularly in advanced nodes. While China is capable of producing many legacy chips, their ability to produce 7 nanometers or 5 nanometers chips at scale and with high yield remains limited. Reports from the U.S. Commerce Department indicate that China's reliance on foreign technology, especially for lithography equipment from ASML, remains a critical vulnerability. This technological gap fuels China's strategic interest in Taiwan's advanced fabs. Even if new fabs are constructed outside Taiwan, the entire supply chain needs to be replicated. This includes dozens of specialized companies producing critical chemicals, gases, photoresists, and substrates. For example, Japan and the Netherlands hold monopolies in specific niches, like photoresist and EUV lithography machines respectively. Building a full-stack semiconductor ecosystem from scratch, as the US and EU aspire to, is a monumental undertaking. Analysts at Deloitte suggest that establishing a truly resilient and diversified supply chain could take more than a decade, requiring coordinated international efforts and sustained investment. The global community's response to potential aggression towards Taiwan is a complex calculation, heavily influenced by the Silicon Shield. The fear of economic implosion acts as a powerful deterrent. While direct military intervention is fraught with risk, economic sanctions on an unprecedented scale would be almost certain. However, these sanctions would cut both ways, severely impacting the economies implementing them due to the immediate halt of chip supplies. This creates a delicate balance, where the world must weigh the costs of inaction against the devastating impact of intervention, making any decision incredibly difficult for global leaders. Efforts to build future resilience are underway, with new fabs being planned or under construction in the US, Europe, and Japan. Companies like Intel are also investing heavily in foundry services to challenge TSMC's dominance. However, these are long-term projects. As of today, and for the foreseeable future, Taiwan remains the indispensable heart of advanced semiconductor manufacturing. The gap between current reality and future resilience is vast, making the next few years a period of extreme vulnerability. The world continues to rely on those glowing cleanrooms in Taiwan, beneath Taipei's often gloomy skies. In conclusion, Taiwan's control over the global semiconductor supply chain is not merely an economic advantage, it's a strategic choke point. The Silicon Shield is both a protector of the island's sovereignty and a source of immense global vulnerability. A conflict in the Taiwan Strait, with its animated breaking data lines, would not just disrupt trade, it would freeze the modern world. Every connected device, every AI algorithm, every advanced military system would feel the immediate impact. Until alternative, equally capable ecosystems emerge, Taiwan remains the small island with the power to halt global progress.